JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is Friday, the 16th of September. So yep, welcome everyone. So I hope you had already a fantastic week. Let's finish this week off with today's trading. We'll have a look at some of the instruments as always, guys. I mean, the usual stuff basically. So yeah, but before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can check out for more information about us. Now then, guys, let's jump into the charts. But before I jump into the chart, I can see there's in the chat room Renee. Good morning to you too. Yep, I hope you're having a wonderful start of Friday. I hope everybody else who's joining in right now having a wonderful start of Friday. So yep. Let's pick up on Nikkei. Beautiful result here. As I talked before in the beginning of this week, I said that look, if we do drop back below this this highlighted territory, this zone, my next target will be this upside support line taken from the low, the 20th of June, which we managed to reach, and we managed to overshoot, or should I say break. So I believe that it's time to get rid of this this upside line, because again, mission accomplished, guys. A good result here. So yeah, now it got violated. So now what I'm going to keep an eye on here is I'm going to keep an eye on this highlighted zone right here, this 27,524. Some of you probably can see why, because if we just examine this thing right here, then we might see maybe a possible descending triangle pattern, and according to all the TA rules, then yep, these patterns tend to break to the downside. However, a confirmation break is still needed. Now at the moment, the index is comfortably resting on that area, on that zone, where it also is testing the 100 and the 200-day EMAs, which yeah, provided a good hold up in a way. So long story short, this arrow has to go now here. This level that I'm talking about, this 27,524, yes, I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I want to see how it's going to play out. Will it be something like this? Because now this is where the tricky moment comes in. Basically, this is the level to watch, but then there could be a hold up. And let me just probably drag this. Let me capture maybe this line right there. Yep, I'm gonna recycle this. This is what I'm talking about. So maybe this 27,296 territory is the one to watch, because basically maybe at the end of the day it might end up being something like this, that maybe this is going to be that you know, descending triangle pattern. But again, too early to talk about that yet. I'm gonna stick to this area instead for now. If we do drop below it, then yes, I'll aim for that 27,296 zone, and then we will take it from there. Maybe we'll get a rebound, and you know, and then if we do get a rebound from here, okay, great. We can, you know, we can redraw. We can put this highlighted territory in here where I just put it, where I just had it. But again, that's why maybe it's not going to be the, you know, this level. Maybe it's just going to be a temporary holdup, and then it's just going to continue sliding further. So in that sense, my next target is the 27,062 territory right here, which acted as a fantastic area of resistance previously. So that's why I have my arrow from here. But of course, I will, I'll stress this out that initially I will be aiming for this hurdle here because I want to see if this is gonna, play out nicely or not. I mean, in my terms, nicely is to, let's say, move lower, test this area, and then rebound. And then maybe have a bigger descending triangle pattern here. So yeah, a lot of things to consider, guys. Don't rush into anything, just go slowly on this, have your stop loss in place and everything will be fine. Now Shanghai Composite, so declined. The Shanghai Composite declined. We did get some good data this morning from China, like in the industrial production figure, the year-on-year, which increased from 3.8 to 4.2. Retail sales came out good as well, so from the previous 2.7 to 5.4. Quite a significant jump, and I would say a double jump. But yeah, all this is actually Chinese unemployment rate improved to 5.3 from 5.4. Okay, so basically here we have a decline, and in a way I think that this might be more of a reaction to the US session trading. So yeah, although the Chinese numbers came out quite good, still I think that this could be a reaction to the US session, and also the fact that, well, basically that there was a report yesterday from FedEx, that's why the indices US indices declined. That announcement, I would say, from the FedEx that they're expecting global economy to decline, and because of the interest rates that the Fed will be increasing, and of course that didn't really help out China, because again FedEx and China has a huge tie, and of course that's understandable why. So but at the moment, let's say if we purely go from the technical side, which I've mentioned, which I was talking about throughout this whole week, basically we got our breakout, so that's great. We got a break below that 3,172 territory I talked about right here. So we got that decline, and we got a test of that 3,155 zone, and it kind of got a hold up around here near that area. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out, but at the moment I am still leaning towards the downside. But now at this point, given that we broke the lower side of this this triangle and we got a hold up near the lowest point of August, now that of course kind of I wouldn't say that raises a few concerns for me with further downside, but it kind of keeps me on the edge a little bit. The fact that it got a good hold up near this lowest point of August, that's really, yeah, on the interesting side, I would say. And for now, let's put it this way. For now, I will continue aiming lower as long as we stay below this lower side of the triangle and below that 3,172 territory. If we suddenly reverse back above this area, above this this upside line, this lower side of the triangle, then I will ignore the downside scenario. That's for now. I'm cautiously bearish. ASX 200, so continues to slide, everything's fine. So after having a good hold up near the 6,800 level, we continue to drop lower, and look at this. I mean, we almost managed to reach my target, the 6,700 level. So in a way, I would say great news, mission accomplished. So yeah, let's see how this is gonna play out here. But at the moment, if this is where it stopped, I would say this is the point where if you were trading this idea, if you were trading from around here, from the 6,871, 72 level here, so I would say this is a good point to take your profits. Yes, it's not a perfect hit, but hey, this is part of the game. So so good result, still good result. Now the question here is, can we drop below that 6,700? We might see, hang around here for a little bit. But if we do drop below the 6,700 level, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and potentially more sellers could join in. I can see in the chat room there, Uwe, yep, good morning to you too, back from Saudi. Yeah, okay, well done. I mean, good trip. I hope you had a good trip. So yeah, happy to see you back here. So coming back to the indices here, the German index DAX. Here we have an index which dropped below the psychological 13,000 mark. So there we go. So this is what I talked about last week. So yep, we had that good decline, and to be honest, looking at the cash index right now, we can see that yes, it continues to slide. It continued to slide after hours. The cash index continued to slide. So currently it's sitting somewhere around that 12,850 zone. So I think somewhere around here. Again, it's so far so good. The fact that it dropped below that psychological 13,000 mark, yes, it is attracting more. It attracted already then when it broke the more sellers, and so far I would say even if it retraces back to the upside here, I will give it a little bit of room, and I will say as long as the 21-day EMA provides good resistance, then yes, I'll continue targeting the downside. Nasdaq, guys. So yeah, yesterday declined. I think Nasdaq was the biggest loser yesterday. Let me just double check quickly. So yeah, Nasdaq was the biggest loser, then followed by the S&P and the Dow. I'll pick up on the S&P in a bit. But yeah, coming back to the Nasdaq. So what I talked about previously, I said that look, if we do drop below that psychological 12,000 mark, then yeah, I'll start aiming to the downside. Well, that's what we did. We dropped below that psychological mark and we continue to slide. And the cash index is currently trading at around 11,810 zone. So basically, we are even below this my next hurdle here that I had, the 11,820. We're currently fractionally below it. Let's see how today's day is going to play out, but so far so good. So far it's working out nicely. After we had this good run here on Monday to the upside, and then it quickly reversed back down, and well, we're now in negative territory for the week. Let me jump into a weekly chart. So yeah, this is how it's looking. I don't think that this is gonna change today. In terms of economic data, from the US, for example, we don't have much. We do only have mainly from Europe, the European CPI's numbers coming out today, and from Canada, foreign securities purchases and housing starts, and kind of that's it. Not a hugely eventful day in terms of economic calendar, but in general, we're going to still keep an eye on it, keep an eye on everything. Today's Friday, and sometimes we can get these one-way traffics on Fridays. At the moment, I would say this way: as long as we stay below that psychological 12,000 mark, I'm going to continue targeting the downside. The S&P 500, guys, so beautiful decline, and look, this is a slightly different picture here on the S&P. It's also a little bit on the bearish side, and if you remember this week I talked about the S&P already. I said that I need to see a drop somewhere below this 3,887 territory in order to go further south. Well, we're currently sitting at around 3,871, so nicely below this hurdle, and yeah, everything's working out perfectly. So as long as we continue to trade below that area, then yes, I'll continue targeting the downside. My next target here, now ideally, preferably, I would like to see a test of this lowest point of the low of 14th of July near the 3,721. But I do understand that in between here we have some other targets, like for example, I'll keep this for now. Let me just reuse this one maybe. So like for example, this one, the 3,817, or this one right here, the inside swing high of the 14th of July near the 3,796 zone. So keep that in mind. DXY, dollar index. So as I mentioned to you yesterday, look, maybe this is forming a possible bullish flag. Well, so far it seems like to be the case. Yeah, we have our pole, we have our little correction here, and today DXY seems to be willing to or wishing to travel higher here. Let's see if they can achieve that, or should I say the bulls can achieve that. Still watching that psychological 110 zone. That's so yeah, this is the level that I'm watching here, the 110. So I need to see a clear break through it in order to go higher. Pretty straightforward here. Not much to kind of invent here, but yeah, that's in order to go lower. I need to see it drop somewhere below this 109.29 zone. But even then, I have a problem with the 21-day EMA, so that's going to be my next little target. But if that gets cleared, yes, further declines are possible. If we do drop below the 109.29 level, but for now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the upside. I can see in the chat room there, Hyper Motors. Good morning to you too. Yep. It's which Friday? It's better not to trade American indices. Okay, which Friday? Yeah. Again, it's up to you, up to everybody. You know, you might see it as not a good option, you know, but somebody else will see it as a good option. So yeah, as always, I mean, not saying here nothing new. I mean, but yeah, you have to find your own style, guys. That's kind of the more important thing. I'm here just you know, kind of to kind of chat in the morning, wake you up so that you would be prepared and everything like that. So, but hey. You guys do whatever you want to do. I mean, just like I said, just kind of keep your cool head on all the time and have your stop loss in place. Jumping into gold very quickly because I think I have slowed down my pace and I need to go through this a little bit quicker because I still have some instruments here. I mean, talking about all these pairs here, I'm gonna fly through them because some of them I've already talked about, so nothing new, but just wanted to show you where we are at the moment. But gold, this is the interesting one. So yesterday, gold, look, I talked about this level here. Let me just zoom in here a little bit because I have way too many lines here. I think I need to tidy up this little thing here. So anyway, with gold, I said to keep your eyes on this 1689 level. Well, yesterday we had a beautiful drop here. Initially, it was a bit of a roller coaster ride, so we had a decline, then we retraced all the way back up here, and seemed like, hey, maybe the bulls are, you know, taking control back because they managed to lift the commodity back above this 1689 level. And then look, they failed, and there we go, boom, we declined. And what's interesting here is that we pierced through all of my levels. I talked about these levels, and I said that okay, initially I'm going to target those, but if that gets cleared, well, I mean, that's where, yeah, we will start looking at some much lower levels. At the moment, I'm leaning a little still towards the downside. However, don't get me wrong, at some point we might see maybe a little bit of a retracement here. Maybe something, let me just put this on the chart. Maybe something like this. Maybe we could, you know, climb back up a little, maybe test the 1677 or 80 level, 81 level here. And if that provides resistance, then yes, another decline could be possible. So I'm keeping an eye on the lowest point of March of 2021, or in other words, the lowest point of 2021. I'm keeping an eye on that one. If it provides resistance, then yes, I will continue sliding. I will continue aiming lower. And guys, well, the next target here, this is where I need to go and search for the next target. I think something around here could be the case. Yep, there we go. Good potential target here. That's the inside swing high of the 26th of March of 2020, near the 1645 level. So, well, keep that in mind, guys. At the moment, yes, it's it's a little bit looking bearish, but again, in general, if you remember in the beginning of this week, I talked about this potential rising wedge pattern. Well, worked out perfectly, so great. Good news, good achievement, so I'm quite happy about this, and yeah, let's see where this can go further. And to be honest, it doesn't really look like the week of gold, of the gold bulls. Again, given the steep decline, we might see maybe a little retracement or something like that, but like I said, I'm keeping an eye on that lowest point of 2021 near the 1677 level. Now, jumping into oil very quickly, so we dropped lower. The 21-day EMA, as I mentioned yesterday, provided good resistance. We dropped back below this 85.74. This is what I said to you before, that if we do drop back below that hurdle, this is where I'm going to start leaning a little bit more towards the downside. I'm not saying that I'm going to be very bearish or something. No, I'm going to get very bearish if we do drop below the 81.21 level. But here, you still have to, remain careful, because again, it's also Friday, and oil sometimes, does these moves where, it kind of maybe does a few irrational moves, and there we go. So you just need a news line or a new headline, some coming out in the news where it will affect oil, and there we go, boom, either we explode, either we collapse. So and Fridays tend to be kind of popular for that. But at the moment, if we just go purely from what I see here right now, I'm leaning towards the downside as long as we stay below the 85.74 territory. Bitcoin, to be honest, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I mean, it's just kind of oscillating around that highest point of 2017. I talked about this already, so we're kind of here. This is the first spike. So basically at the moment it's just here, but I talked about this previously and said that, look, if we drop below this territory, then yeah, I'll go lower, and at the moment I'm going to stick to the downside, to be honest. As long as we're going to stay below that below that highest point of 2017. Okay, finally jumping into a few pairs, guys, very quickly. So AUD USD, mission accomplished, boom, perfect. Because what I talked about previously, I said that if we do drop below this 0.6771 territory, my next target is the 0.6680. I have managed to reach my target. I'm happy. Fantastic. Now what's next? Now at the moment, of course, we can forget about this arrow. No longer needed. I'm going to park it for now here. But I'm keeping an eye on that 0.6680 zone, because this is where we are at right now, guys. This is quite bearish. But we need that confirmation break. You cannot really do anything right now yet, because we didn't get the confirmation break. Once we do get that confirmation break, and what I'm talking about here as well is not the false breakout, but more of a just like a normal candle body of the daily candle staying below that area, and then this could increase the chances for this pair to drift further south. So at the moment, yep, I am carefully bearish, cautiously bearish, but I need that confirmation break here. If we do get that, great. Maybe this could come in line with DXY. I mean, if it pops higher here, then yes, we could see AUD USD dropping further south, so keep that in mind. AUD JPY, also I wanted to pick up on this one. This one's a little bit on the different side, but it's also quite interesting. So basically at the moment we are getting a hold up near that 21-day EMA. If we this 21-day EMA, if it continues to provide support, then yes, we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. But I would prefer actually to wait maybe for a move back above this, somewhere above this hurdle, this 96.88 zone, and then consider a move towards the current highest point of September, near the, where is that level? Near the 98.69 zone. For the downside, if we do drop below this 95.75 territory right here, then yes, I'll go lower, because at the same time we would drop below the 21-day EMA. AUD and ZD, I talked about this one yesterday. This is one of my favorite pairs. So yep, great. For now, great hold up near this 1.1255 territory. I'm still watching it. If we do get a pop through it, then wonderful, we could go higher. But if it continues to hold, we might see a little decline here, and maybe even a move towards that 21-day EMA again, and then we'll take it from there. So basically, as long as it's going to be here, I'm not really excited about it. I'm just going to, at the moment, I will just observe the price action if it continues to trade around here. USD JPY, just a quick update. So it's still hanging above this upside line. I talked about this pair this week already, so You can check out the previous videos as well, but at the moment also waiting for a clear breakout at not really doing anything with it. For the upside, I need to see a push above that 145 level. For the downside, I need to see a break of this upside support line taken from the low of the 11th of August. USD CAD, guys, very quickly, boom, there we go, flying to the upside. Yeah, we will keep an eye on the Canadian news today, Canadian data. Maybe, like I said, not the most significant data, but still it will be interesting to see what's going to happen. And of course in oil. As you can see here, the Canadian dollar is getting weaker. Oil had a decline, so basically that's the effect that we had here on USD CAD. Now, at the moment, I am still positive, and in general, look at it this way: if you were expecting oil to, decline, continue declining, then, well, guess what? USD CAD could continue traveling higher, guys. And if we take a look at this bigger picture, then maybe, just maybe, we could see ourselves here somewhat of a channel. But again, not maybe an ideal one, but hey, let's put it here on the chart for now. And by the way, I've mentioned previously about these levels, the 1.3390 and the 1.3419. Well, guess what? They're perfectly coinciding now with this potential rising channel idea. So, you know, could be the case. So do not get surprised if we actually end up moving somewhere to these levels right here. A quick update about the US dollar against the Argentinian peso. Okay, I mean, you don't look at this chart very often, probably, because to be honest, you know, although it's a huge temptation to, you know, enter short here. I mean, however, with the economy that they have right now, I mean, it's the central bank, the Argentinian central bank today came out with the, or sorry, not today, yesterday came out with a rise. So their interest rates now sits at 75%. So yeah, inflation sits around 78.5. So yeah, that's the result. So basically, eventually everything will stabilize, but however, I think that it smells like a default to me. But hey, let's see how that's going to play out. So guys, but again, I do understand, like, sometimes these charts are just you know, gift from the sky. If everything works out perfectly for the for Argentina, yeah. And if it works out, then yes, we could see a nice decline here. Maybe, you know, you could profit on that. However, you know, you could have said the same thing when we were still at 120 or something, or even 130, something like that. So this is unstoppable. I think you need some sort of a huge shakeup in the economy in order to, in their local economy, in order to, you know, do something here. GBP USD. So okay. We had some data that came out this morning, the retail sales figures from the UK, and those disappointed quite a lot, I would say. So the year-on-year retail sales figures were the previous one adjusted is minus 3.2. The expectation was for minus 4.2 actually, but it came out at minus 5.4. So hey, not very good. And we're now seeing a decline here. GBP USD also near this key support zone. I talked a lot about this. So this 1.1414 level. Let's see how we can play out with that one. But again, this is not really looking very well. And especially, like I said, keep your eyes on DXY. If that pops, we could see, you know, and it's Friday. Why not to, you know, make a drop, make a create a new low, go for a lower low on a Friday at the end of the, you know, at the end of the week. So so yeah, let's keep your eyes on that, guys, and let's see how it's going to play out. I just wanted to mention that if we do drop and stay below this 1.1414 level, I'm going to continue aiming to the downside. Talking about the downside, GBP CHF. So this one is, even, you know, if the other pairs, GBP pairs, are kind of getting a retracement or something like that, this one's just, you know, flying to the downside. Trading below this downside line, taken from the high of the 9th of June. And yeah, at the moment, I would say, okay, this is quite interesting because we have dropped below this lowest point of March of 2020, or in other words, the lowest point of 2020. And at the moment, I mean, this is just one-way traffic, guys. I mean, what I'm considering here is maybe if we do get a bit of reversal, then okay, then great. I'm gonna keep an eye on something like that. But if we continue to trade below that lowest point of 2020, let me just grab, I think, this highlighted territory. I think it would be best to reuse it here. So if we do continue to trade below this, then yes, I will aim further south. EURUSD Chf, on the contrary, here we have a bit of strength here. So as you probably understood now, GBP is on the weaker side right now. So EURUSD Chf, you can see a bit of a different picture. We're getting a bit of a retracement, so that's fine. I'm gonna still keep in mind that yes, we could get a retracement. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep an eye on some of these levels, other levels that I'm going to mention. I think this is the case here. Yeah, this is much better. So we might see a bit of a larger correction here to the upside, but keep your eyes on this 21-day EMA, because also it coincides here with the with this downside line taken from the high of the 2nd of September. So it's a short-term sensitive line, but nevertheless we'll keep an eye on it. So something like this could be possible. However, if you're a little bit on the careful side, then just basically keep your eyes on that 0.9553 territory right here, marked by the lowest point of August. We did test it yesterday, but we failed to stay above it. And if we can drop again below it and stay below it, wonderful, we could go further south. EuroCAD, just a quick update, boom, flying to the upside. Okay, great. Look, I talked in the beginning of this week about this pair. I said that everything here is looking quite bullish, because on one hand we have our little short-term upside support line, on the other hand we could be forming a possible ascending triangle, and on the third hand we could be drawing here something like an inverted head and shoulders pattern, with the neckline being this one. Well, look at this. I mean, we have three positive patterns forming here, and well, I mean, we're getting the break, so great. Not saying, now this is the point where I'm going to be very careful. Of course, I'm going to keep an eye on oil, and in general on the euro, because again we have some data coming out from the euro today, the CPIs. So don't get way too positive yet, because again we have the CPIs coming out, so of the eurozone. So keep that in mind, guys. Euro GPY, the same story. Keep your eyes on the CPIs, and we're at the moment we're still technically we're still positive, because we're still above this upside support line taken from the low of the 4th of August. So yeah, we need to see a stronger rebound maybe in order to go higher. Euro USD, this one's tricky, because okay, we got a little hold up, but I think we could be forming something of a inverted a bearish flag. Let's put it this way, a bearish flag, not an inverted, but a bearish flag. We have our pole, we have our little flag forming here, as a little correction here. So if you're looking for some lower levels, guys, then well, keep your eyes on this 0.9955 territory right here. If we do drop below it, perfect. I'm going to aim lower. I'm going to aim for that lowest point, the current lowest point of September, near the I think it's 98.64. Yep, that's approximately around there. So that's going to be my next target if we do drop below the 0.9955 level. At the moment, I'm watching this. Like I said, CPIs are coming out. Keep your eyes on DXY as well. So let's see how this is going to play out, guys. Okay, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening, guys. I really appreciate your time, guys, your views, your likes, your comment, everything. I really do. So thank you for that. I hope you found this session useful. If you want to catch me on Monday, as always, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Don't overtrade. It's Friday, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.